This is Connor Brown, and you're listening to Off the Ice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Ice. We are into the freshmen now, getting them on the show after we made it through the transfers. We had Jack Silich last week. We have another great show for you today. We're bringing Connor Brown on, and he actually got to make his college hockey debut last weekend, so exciting to get him on the show this week.
Yeah, he was just telling us he wasn't expecting to play, and so that's always a nice surprise, especially on Parents' Weekend when his mom and sister just happened to be in town. So that was a really cool thing for them to get to experience that with him.
Yeah, definitely. We opened CCHA play last weekend, got the split against Bemidji, a really good team, the number 2 team in the preseason poll for the CCHA. Another big series, though, against Bowling Green this weekend.
Yep, heading over to Ohio should be an exciting one.
Short trip compared to the New York trip and a lot of the Minnesota trips too, but excited to get down there. As always, a huge shout out to Steve Masters over at the Sunny 97.3 station for the Tuesday night releases of the show. If you don't catch it then, you can watch on Spotify or YouTube Wednesday mornings. But for now, let's take you off the ice with Connor Brown. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Ice. On today's show, we're joined by Ferris State freshman defenseman number 24, Connor Brown. Brownie, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Glad to be present.
So talk about this past weekend for you, of course, your college hockey debut on Saturday. How'd that go for you?
I really wasn't expecting to play. I just got back off injury after a month and a half of rehab and recovery and hopped right in. Thought it went well.
What's your transition been like into the program, coming from juniors and then integrating with the freshmen, but then also some of the older guys as well?
The freshmen, I thought, were all connected pretty well, like right off the bat. The seniors, usually you hear that those guys aren't the coolest of the freshmen you get in, but right when we got here, they're very accepting of us. They made it really fun. I think we have a really close group already, and I just really appreciate all of them.
Yeah, definitely. And for you guys, it's been a little bit of an interesting start to the year in terms of, you get the shootout victories 2 in a row. That's almost unheard of, right? Yeah. Then Western Michigan, that we get swept by them, but back-to-back splits since then. Where do you kind of think the team is right now, the state of the team?
Yeah, at the start of the season, that was fun to watch. Obviously wasn't playing, but, right. I think what I've heard is just we're a lot better than last year. I think the coaches made the right moves with, players coming in and out. And I think we're all pretty confident in having a better season. Awesome. All right, so we'll go ahead and move away from hockey. But before I throw it to Beth, I got to ask about the hat. Are you a Dodgers fan? And I'm assuming if you are, this is like the best time to be a Dodgers fan because they need one more, right? No, I just bought this hat because it looked cool. But my sweet mate, Logan Hero, he's too big of a Yankees fan, and I don't think I could handle them winning with him in our room. So I'm a huge, I'm on the bandwagon. So right now you're a Dodgers fan. Yeah, I'm a huge Dodgers fan when they're one game away from winning the World Series. Okay, perfect. All right, I just had to know.
Fair enough. All right, Brownie, go ahead and just start by giving us a little bit of a background about yourself. Tell us about your family, where'd you grow up, things like that.
I was born and raised in Wisconsin, moved to Minnesota in middle school. Went to this school called Gentry Academy, which is a hockey school where we're on the ice as a class pretty much. We're on the ice 3 hours a day basically, and then we had classes obviously, and all the extracurriculars like doing community service and all that other good stuff. It was really good for development. And then my dad he coaches up in University of Alaska Fairbanks. He's been there for 5 years as the associate head coach, and he's been a huge piece to my hockey career. He's really helped me develop as a player and a person. And my mom has been at home alone since I went to juniors. The first year I went to juniors, my sister is going into her freshman year of college. And my dad went to Fairbanks that year too. So she was home alone for about 5 years. And now my sister just graduated nursing school up in Minnesota. And now they're roommates. Nice. And you went to Janesville. Yeah. So that's even a ways away from home. And being away from her for that long too. I mean, it was familiar because, I've lived in Wisconsin 15 years, I'd say, adding the 2 on from Janesville. But, it was only 4 hours from home. I'd go home a decent amount, but, I really liked it there. So I'd stay there. We had a awesome group of guys, and it was just a fun environment, great coaches, good 2 years.
Your dad's coaching at Alaska Fairbanks. How did you end up at Ferris?
I don't know. He's tough on me. I don't know. It wasn't even that really. It was more like their head coach and him have gotten really close over the last few years. And his head coach was saying he just couldn't be like, screaming and chewing because he's kind of hard on guys. And he's like, I can't do that to your son right in front of you. So, and then also like, I like Ferris better. I don't think I'd last in Alaska.
Just too far away.
It's a hard place to live. It's really far, little sunlight. And it's a different life up there. I've been up there 6 different times because in Janesville we had 3 Alaska teams in our division. It's a tough place to play and even tougher place to live. But my dad does well up there, and I think he's learned a lot too from living up there, and just self-competence and like mental health and like learning how to deal with 3 hours of sunlight a day and being away from your family and living in the cold. Like, he's done really well up there.
Have you talked to Axe about his time in Alaska? Because when he was on the show, he was saying how it was rough at times, but he said it was one of the best experiences of his life.
Like you really learn a lot up there. Like, and I obviously didn't live up there, but I've been up there for 60 days in total because I've done 6 10-day, we call them tours. Because they're not easy. They're not easy.
Maybe a good word for it.
Yeah. But him and my dad were close up there actually. And my dad was always going out to bat for him, and my dad was like, "Oh, X is transferring to Ferris," and I was like, "Oh, like I don't really know him that well. I had friends of friends with him, but he was like, yeah, like you'll like him. He's a great guy," and I've seen that.
Yeah, that's
funny.
So what are some hobbies that you have outside of the rink?
I fish a lot. I don't know, I just kind of fish and hang out with people. It's nothing crazy. I don't know. I golf sometimes, but I kind of suck. So I kind of just sit on the cart and hang out.
There's worse things to do.
There's a lot worse things to do. I could sit in my room and play Call of Duty for 12 hours a day, but
that's true. So you go out and fish to get out of your dorm?
I have, a couple of times with Nards and Silly and sometimes Ergang. Right on the Muskegon. It's a good time. Nards caught a pike and got bit a couple weeks ago. That was fun.
He caught a pike and got bit?
Yeah, like he was taking it up. Like we were out, like do you know where what's it called? Sandbar? I don't know. Yes. It's called something.
Yes.
We were out there and you kind of just like walk around. It's like shallower water. And we just have our fishing poles. When you catch a pike, you need like pliers because they got sharp teeth and they're aggressive. And this thing, like, he is like screaming at me, like, hold it. Like, and he's like, you're not doing it good enough. And then this thing's like dropping in the water and swimming at our feet. And then he like just grabs it with his hand and it just like bit his finger and he's like bleeding. I was like, oh God, like, are you gonna need stitches? Like, he was like leaking blood and he was like, no, it's fine.
I'm sure Mackenzie would have loved that if it was worse for Nards than the pike did it. That would have been a story.
That
for sure.
would have been a story.
Yeah, well, he's a senior and he's probably seen it because he's been here for quite a while.
Yeah.
He also is a huge fisher, so I'm sure that's nothing.
And his first rodeo.
Yeah, true.
No.
So what else do you like to do for fun? I know you fishing. You said you're not good at golf, but I know a lot of the guys play pickleball. Have you ever played pickleball before?
I have played pickleball. I don't know. I'm okay with that. At that Gentry Academy place I went, we'd play pickleball like every day.
Okay.
Kind of got burnt out. Played it too much.
Fair enough.
Too much winning. Just got sick of it.
Can't win all the time. Right? Gotta throw some losses.
The humble man himself.
What was that experience like, basically training at school to play hockey?
Yeah, I've never heard of school being.
It's a different experience.
Our
I would imagine.
Morning schedule would be I'd get up at like 7, go to the rink, skate at 8:30. Then we'd go to classes till like noon, eat lunch, and then we'd work out, and then we'd go to like 2 or 3 more classes, and then we'd have team practice after too, because we'd skate with all the kids at the school, and we had separated by grade, and then we'd have like our actual team practice after. So it'd be like an hour and a half in the morning, an hour and a half after school, and an hour and a half workout.
This is like high school level, right?
Yeah, it was AAA like travel when I was playing till like U15, and then we had a couple guys go to the NTDP, and then some guys went to USHL, and then we kind of like deformed our travel team and combined it with our high school team, and we were way too good. And we were trying to go up. There's single A and double A. We were playing high school then, my junior year, and they said we weren't good enough for double A, and everyone like hates my school back home. And then we won the state championship 8-1. And people were saying like we're cheaters. We had 3 Russians on our team, all this and that. And, like, I don't know, we were just good.
So they said that you weren't good enough at first, and then they said you were too good at the end.
Yeah,
we
didn't have a game within like 3 goals all year. Like we won every game.
You just blew everybody out.
It was like Ferris football.
Yeah, true. Good call. It kind of sounds like, you know, in high school when you play a sport in high school, you know, you go to class all day and then you lift, practice and stuff after school. So it kind of sounds similar to that, except a lot of that was just mixed into earlier parts of the day. Yeah,
it was a little longer of a school day. Like you would be there longer because obviously we have to get all of our like credits in to actually graduate and stuff. But like, yeah, it was a different experience for someone like myself. But, you know, I liked it pretty quick because I actually went to a private Catholic school before that, and I was just not smart enough to go there. It was really hard. And then I also used to be really like fidgety and I mean, I guess I'm a little bit energetic still, but like, I mean, I wasn't lasting there, so I had to go somewhere where I was able to move around more and you know, get my energy out. And, you know, that really worked out for me. Good.
So last question, and then I'll throw it to Beth for some of the Instagram questions. But when you're with Janesville, you produce a lot offensively as a defenseman. Is that something that you've always prided yourself on, your offensive ability from the blue line, or did that sort of develop in juniors?
I mean, I always tried to back at Gentry. You know, I think they were trying to grow us offensively as a defensive core, and they advanced a lot of defensemen onto the next level. Like, I think 6 out of our 7 defensemen we had are all playing Division I. We got, you know, guys going to NHL camps. One guy went to NTDP. Like, they were trying to, you know, make us offensive. I wasn't always the most offensive. I didn't have that much skill, but then we'd go on the ice an hour and a half and do skills every day during school. And, you know, that eventually came along, and then I had to grow my game. And then I went to the USHL originally. Not too much confidence there. I wasn't a big fan of that league. You know, I mean, obviously it's different when you're just, you know, it sucks when you're not playing. It's hard to, you know, play offensive because you got to have a lot of confidence to do that. And then got sent down to Janesville. I was totally trying to avoid like playing in the null at all costs because I just thought it was like this grindy league that I'd not last a weekend. But, you know, it was the best experience of my life. You know, I wouldn't take it back for anything. Met some people I'll never forget. And, you know, I did produce there, and my coach would kind of just give me like free range to do whatever I want. And then, you know, that helped me grow my confidence and eventually put up a good enough amount of points to play at Ferris.
And then here you are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we look forward to tracking your season through the rest of this year and freshman year. Hopefully some of those points can come along. That's always nice when we get chips in from the defenseman.
Yeah, it's definitely different up here. It's points are hard to come by at this level, but, you know, it's only been one game. I thought it went well, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. But I definitely have to play a different style here as well. Like,
for sure.
Obviously, our coaches aren't letting me just do whatever I want anymore. It's not juniors.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Beth, let's get him some of the Instagram questions.
All right. Well, perfect transition. Speaking of your first college game, describe the experience of getting to play in your first Division I college level game.
I mean, like I said, I wasn't expecting to play. Bob reads the lineup in the locker room in the morning on Friday and Saturday, just to the whole locker room. And I was kind of just sitting there a little like blanked, like, oh, my number's not getting called. You know, it's my first week back. And then I heard like 24, and I had to do like a double take. I was like, I actually...
Wait, that's me.
It's my number. And I was like, oh, I'm actually playing tonight. And then, you know, honestly, I tried to just like, you know, I didn't really get too nervous. Like, you know, I like to play like a calm game. So I wasn't, you know, trying to get too worked up about it. You know, guys were asking me like, how do you feel? Like, are you excited? Like, are you nervous? And I was just kind of like neutral tensions all day. I went out to eat with my mom and sister just to get my mind off the game, because I just do anything but think about hockey on game days. That's what messes with my head, thinking about the game too much. And then, I just, you know, kind of just mellowed out the rest of the day, and then went there and just kind of hung around, you know, did the same routine I've done the last 2 years and kept level-headed, and I thought it went pretty well.
Awesome.
That's really cool that you got to experience your first game when your mom and sister were in town.
Yeah, that was
sweet.
Also true. I mean, they had told me too, like whether you play or not, like we just wanted to see you, like nothing. No shame if you don't play a game this weekend. So, I was, that was good to hear. I mean, obviously they're not going to tell me we're disowning you if you don't play this weekend, but, it definitely took some pressure off me. And then eventually I got to go in and they were super proud of me.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's a really cool feeling. All right. What curve do you use?
P28.
Here you have it. Who is your favorite sophomore on the team?
Sophomore. Oh, the big guy. Trevor Tallene.
That is who asked this question.
Yeah, I know who asked this question. And I asked Iggy a question. And I said, who's your favorite freshman? He purposely didn't say me.
Every time you ask a question, everyone knows that you're the one asking
Yeah,
it.
exactly. So to change my answer, it's Emerson Good.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Trevor.
What's it like living with Jack Silich? Do you guys ever fight?
Oh, God. I want to know who asked that. Is that Iggy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes. Well, he fights me. I don't fight him. It's just like, I don't know. I'm pretty close with his brother too. His brothers came up like 3 different weekends. I've hung out with him. He's a great guy, Sammy Silich. Yeah, like Sammy has always said, as he's the bigger brother, like he's, probably picked on Jack quite a bit growing up, as older brothers do. And Jack can't take a chirp. And, I chirp Jack, and then he chirps me 20 times back and gets a little fired up. But, I don't get fired up. So I kind of just sit there and laugh. And, we have a great like room set up. Like I love the kid. He's awesome to live with. But, we have our moments. I mean, I don't fight him. Like I said, he fights me.
It's funny because I don't think I've really seen you and him arguing, but him and Donna.
Oh,
No. Him and Haru.
Oh.
They fight all the time, like around the locker room and like around the rink. Like they're constantly arguing with each other. So that's funny that he is kind of the same way with you too.
Room 27 is always pretty loud because those two are always going at it. And then I kind of butt in and stir the pot because it's funny.
Yeah. Get the emotions.
Entertainment.
Flowing a little higher.
Great entertainment. Oh, with the Yankees losing right now, the room has been in a hot take the last few days.
Oh,
I'm sure. Those Jersey guys.
In shambles.
So when Silly was on the podcast last week, we talked about this cat situation a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
What's your perspective on Hank?
They should have named him Megatron because that was my suggestion, and he's the biggest cat I've ever seen.
He is big.
He's huge.
He's
Megatron's a great name.
Yeah, that was my sick name for a cat. But yeah, I haven't seen Megatron / Hank yet.
You're gonna try to adopt that?
But yeah, I will probably go to his house at some point because our moms are actually like super close. Like all they do is just sit and talk politics all day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they love to drama it up and just they're always chatting. My mom's always texting me like, "Oh, you'll never believe what Penny said." And I'm like, I totally care about your political conversation. I hear it all the time.
So you're gonna try to adopt the name Megatron though? Megatron /
Yes, when I go to his house, I'm gonna pet Megatron. Yes, there you go. I will be calling him Megatron.
There you go. Love that.
That's so funny. All right, last Instagram question. How much sea salt hairspray do you go through in a calendar year?
Westy?
No, that was not Westy.
Silly? Okay, a lot. I love sea salt hairspray. I got really straight hair. It's not very interesting unless I put some sea salt.
That's how you style it?
No, I just like spray some sea salt.
For what benefit does it give you though?
I don't know, it makes my hair like not just completely straight. I have pretty like.
So it gives it like texture.
Yeah, it's just like texturizing. I just spray it around and Silly chirps me.
Okay, but Silly can't like say anything.
Yeah, because he gets a haircut once a week.
Every 10 days.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but I do get crap from
They'll find anything to chirp you for.
I'm aware. I was a little worried about these questions, but they're not too bad.
They went easy on you. They went easy on you.
Yeah, they didn't give you too hard of a time. No. But now we will have Beth give you a little bit rougher of a time. Let's ask him one of the hard ones.
All right. What's one thing that people would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh.
He was so relieved to get off the hook from his teammates just to have us ask him a hard one.
I really need to think about that.
Take your time.
I would have been surprised to learn that you use sea salt hairspray.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a new thing. Like,
is it?
Like, yeah, I haven't really seen it till like last season, and then one of the kids in Janesville was using it, and he's got a crappy mug, and he's spraying it in there. I was like, it looks a little better now. I'm gonna try that.
Try it out for size.
I mean, my mom ships me it like once every couple months.
Oh
I mean, if it's free, I'm not gonna complain here.
And if it works, if you like
resources.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the question again?
What's one thing that people would be surprised to learn about you?
God, that is a tough one. Why did you do that, Pat?
Can't make it all easy on you.
I know.
Make you think.
So that's like a critical thinking. There's a lot of things to know about me that are surprising. I read a book once.
You think that would surprise people?
Brownie.
That you read one book?
Brownie.
People think I don't know how to read.
Why do they think that?
I don't know. Just kind of my personality.
What was the book?
Cat in the Hat.
I read. Okay, that one doesn't count. But
so two books. Okay, he's read two books.
It's a good read. No, it was also forced, but it was what's it called? The Great Gatsby.
Oh, okay.
And then
right.
It was so I could watch the movie, but that was a while ago.
Was that for school that you had to read?
Yeah,
The Great Gatsby?
Yeah, they forced me to read that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, something that's surprising about me, it's like a real something.
Yeah, something real.
God, you don't have any crazy, weird, hidden talents? Like you're not some expert singer secretly or crazy good dancer?
I mean, I can be. I can be. I don't know. I used to be like pretty good at soccer. I was better at soccer than I was at hockey.
Okay,
and then I got drafted to Chicago in the USHL, and they told me you can't play two sports. So I chose hockey because hockey is a lot more fun than soccer.
Sure. But you were better at soccer?
I was better at soccer, like, yeah, by far.
Okay. All right. Well, that's just about all the time that we have for you. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up before we ask you another hard question. But the last thing I would like to ask every guy is, what does it mean to you to be a Bulldog?
Everything. You know, this school and coaching staff gave me something that most other schools couldn't. You know, it was hard to get accepted into a lot of other schools. And, you know, I was in the deep end at the end of my junior career, and I really thought it was over because if I didn't go to Division I wasn't going to continue playing hockey, and you know it means everything for me to be here, and it just helps even more that the guys I've been surrounded with the last couple of months are guys that I'll also remember the rest of my life, and I'll always, you know, be in communication with. So yeah, everything. Great answer. And Brownie, thanks so much for being on the show with us today. We had a great time with you. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been great. No problem. We'll see everyone next week for another episode of Off the Ice.
Thanks so much for watching another episode of Off the Ice. As always, we appreciate all of you guys watching and supporting us. Make sure to catch our Instagram stories on Mondays to leave some questions for the guys that we have on for the next episode. And as always, follow Ferris Athletics on Spotify and YouTube to catch all of our latest releases.